Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into my YouTube channel, Self-Publishing 101 with Lorenzo. And welcome back, and please, if you like my videos, subscribe and click the bell, and I'll notify you of any and all new videos that will be coming out in the days and weeks to come. I also created a Facebook group page where you can hang out and we can talk about any subject of self-publishing. If you want to go take a look at that page, just go over to Facebook and type in on the search engine over there at LCPM1956. Type in the symbol at LCPM1956. And also, if you want a link to the subject that we're going to be talking about today, go over there and ask me that you want to find the link, and I'll supply you with that. So it's kind of maybe tempting you to come over to the Facebook group page and hang out a little bit, and then as a reward I'll give you this link. So, but I'm also going to tell you where I got it, just because I don't want to hold you hostage for anything. So we've done a lot of videos. If you haven't watched anything, or this is the first one you're watching, we did videos on from A to Z on creating a book cover, how to find your cover itself at a 300 DPI resolution, how to save it in 2 different formats, and how to upload it onto KDP, and also how to do the back cover and the spine. We also did videos on formatting. We did 2 videos on formatting. One was using KDP's templates, and the other was using your own manuscript and converting that down to the size that you want your book printed in. So look at those. And then we did one on numbering pages, which sounds kind of like duh, anybody knows how to do it. I didn't when I first started, so I'm going to show you. I showed you how to do that on a video. And then the last one we did was how to delete blank pages. I had a hard time figuring that one out. It was kind of hit and miss, and then when it was like I was writing my book and I did everything, and then I was writing another book, and then I kind of forgot. So I thought, well, I'll make a video so I can refer to my videos now instead of somebody else's. So these videos I'm making are not only helping me, but they're helping you, hopefully. So it's a good thing for all of us. So we're going to talk about HTML. So if you've looked at book descriptions on Amazon, a lot of them are kind of stagnant, and they, I believe, need a little push, a little pop. So if you are someone that's looking to buy a book, let's say on science fiction book, and you're on Amazon looking at science fiction books, and you see a cover, which is, let's say, your cover, and they notice that, and then they click it on, and they look at the title, subtitle, they look at the price, and then they look at the description, and those things all combined are going to be, it's like fishing. Are you going to get a nibble, or are you going to get a bite? So that's, you have to get a bite, and then you have to hook them. So that's a good analogy, huh? So let's look at HTML, and let me see if I can do this in a way that makes sense. So this is I did a description on my book, and I kind of did a mock description so you could take a look at it. So we're going to fix this. But as you see, we have bold here, which is kind of cool, and it kind of gets your attention. And then we made this a bigger font, which I'm gonna change that a little bit. Then I have my bullets down here. The mistake I found, what I don't like about this, is the fact that this is fine. This should be smaller all the way down, and then this should be at least in bold so it gets your attention. And so I kind of thought I should redo this, but I thought we'd do it together. So what I would do is I would go, I'm on Amazon right now, I can just copy this, all of this. And what I was going to say was, you can't change your title and your subtitle of your book, but you can change anything in the book itself. You can change misspelled words, you can edit your book, you can take a chapter out, add a chapter, whatever you want to do, you can play around with your book. So you're never like stuck with something other than your title and your subtitle. Those, they won't, I wish they would, but once you have an ISBN assigned to it, you can't. So you would have to like do a revised edition of your book. So you could maybe say, I never liked that title, I want to change it. I want to change my cover, I want to change everything. So you would have to do a revised edition, get a new ISBN, and then you can use the same story or add to the story as an addition to your book. But then it gives you the chance to change your title and your subtitle, or get rid of something that you didn't like. So I do suggest that you go on Amazon and start looking at descriptions. I also got in kind of a conversation with a few writers where they felt that they didn't know how to write good descriptions, and I was kind of curious, because I felt like if you could write a good book and they're both good writers, why can't you write a good description? You know, it's a little bit different. If you're a good writer, you should be able to create a great book cover, but that's a whole nother sort of art and creative form. So that's a hit and miss, but I think if you're a good storyteller, you should be able to write your own description. So I found it interesting to see that people, a lot of them felt they couldn't write their own description. Okay, so let's go into this editor. And now on KDP, you can't, when you put in your description, I'll show you, you can't do bold or italicized. You can't do bullets. You can't change really the size of the font. You can't do it on Word and then paste it in and say, okay, it doesn't work that way. You have to have this editor to do that. So what you would do is you would go into this editor and you're going to paste your description into here, but the way you do it is you have to click it on and you have to hit Control V, and now we have it. So let's take a look at it. So this was okay here, but again, I'm going to show you, you have forget source right now. Format is all the different size fonts. You have heading 1, 2, 3. You can see how it changes when you mess with it. You have your bold, italicized, underline, and your strike through, and your subscript and super subscript, and a spell checker, and this gives you information about this editor. So you can play around with this, and I say you should spend some time on this and kind of get your description correct. So what we're going to do, what I'm going to do, let me get this, is we're going to take this part and I'm going to make it smaller. So we're going to go to, like, say, heading 3. And, okay, and then we're going to go, actually, well, we're playing around right now. We're kind of editing on my time. So we're going to, I'm trying to change this. It's saving the document right now. There we go. Nope. I won't allow me to do that. There we go. Okay, so I wanted this bold, and I didn't really want it bigger, but I just wanted it kind of to stand out. So let's just take a look at this and see what it looks like. It's my clock in the background. So this kind of grabs your attention, and you read the story, and you can read this. This took me a while to write and rewrite and edit it till I liked it. And sometimes I'll write and then I'll go away for half a day and come back and look at it, and I'll see things I missed, and I might come back another day later and edit it again, make sure it seems right, because that's just kind of how my brain seems to work. Rarely can I do it all in one setting and it's like boom, bang, it's done. It's just the way my brain kind of sees the words and works with like formulating them and editing them. It's my way of doing it. I'm like consider myself the mad scientist of writing books. So so you could take a look at that and say, well, maybe do I want? I'm thinking we might want this a little bit bigger down here. So let's go to figure 2 and see what that looks like. No, that's too big. So, you know, you kind of sometimes, like I say, you have to experiment to see what's going to work. So we'll go back to 3. And that looks good actually because it's bold, so it kind of gets your attention. So I like that, and this kind of like da-da-da, and then all of a sudden you've got your bullets, you know, boom, 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 because we're making points. So I like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit source, and then it's going to code it for us. So there it is in code. It's changed, and all these little codes are thrown in that we're going to need when we do the description on KDP. So we're gonna copy this. Got it? And then we're gonna go into my book. Now this is just a mock book, so I'm just gonna kind of show you. It's pretty simple. You would go into, let's see, we're just gonna have to do this because that way you'll see. I picked, I believe, this no-name book, and we're going to go into setup, and we're going to go into edit paperback details. So this could either be the book that you're ready to put on Amazon, and now you want to get your description because you said, oh, I can do this HTML and make it look really cool. So you can go back and edit it. Even if you published your book, you can, like in 3 months you discover this, why did I do that to my book? You can go back and edit it and change it. So it's really cool. So we go to edit paperback details, and then it'll bring us into, we have to sign in, and then we have, where are we here? We have our description. This is the description. This is different from the other one because I have like just all these experiments going on. So we'll just get rid of this. Now what we're going to do is paste the change that we made using all of that HTML, and it looks a little weird, but that's how the language seems to work, and we really can't take a look at that until we go on. Now these are keywords. Might as well talk about keywords while we're here. I think you can type in 50 characters, and there are 7 boxes. So a lot of people say it's good to string as many words as you can, but don't repeat them. So like if you were, you know, had a book on cooking, you might put cooking, you know, and well, I'm going blank on this because I can't think of anything, but you can use 50 characters, and you can string your lines together. Like you can put cooking, eating, appetite, knives, pasta, you know, and fill one line and do the same thing for the rest of the 7. Because when someone goes in on Amazon to look at your book, they might type in pasta and your book comes up because you are doing a cooking book and you have recipes on pasta or chicken, or, you know, so you have to kind of think like all these different terms that people might be using, and that's where Rocket is and we'll talk about Rocket as a way of finding keywords in another video. But this gives you a good look at your keywords, and you can go back in and change your keywords. So you may think you have really good keywords, and then you're learning how to market your book, and you go, oh man, I've just learned my keywords aren't really that great. So you can go in and change them because that might make a big difference. And then you're just going to save and continue and go through the process of getting your book either ready for publishing on Amazon, or you're all ready to go and changing this is all you wanted to do. So I'm not going to go through the same whole process because this is just a mock part of a paperback book that I use to experiment with. So with that said, go over to my Facebook page and in a comment ask me for the link, and I'll give you the link. And I will talk to you soon. We'll make some more videos for you.